All right, everyone. Welcome to our 3699 AI live stream. I am glad that all of you are here as we are jumping off today. I keep saying we because essentially I am here in lieu of it being JT Fox and myself having a heated AI debate or topic. I thought it was only fitting that tonight we are going to be discussing who is better at AI? Is it men or is it women? So, of course, why don't I have a very one-sided debate about this topic of who is AI better at? Now, I will share as we're getting started with my background. You'll see I've got a big mix here of men and women here in my background developer room that was kind of created as sort of a joke as a project that JT and I are working on with his JT1 Core Brain. Now, before I really get into sharing my thoughts, not just my thoughts, but I'm also going to share some stats with all of you this evening is I want everyone to put in the chat, who do you think is better at AI? Do you think men or do you think women? Okay. I would say there's no right or wrong answer, but I've been doing some research. I have my own opinion on things, and I have some very interesting stats to share with everyone. But I want to know before I get into anything, what do you guys think? Who is better, men or women, when it comes to AI? Now, while you guys are all dropping that in the chat, I do want to remind everyone, if you are just meeting us, just kind of finding out about this, just stumbling across this, somebody liked, shared, commented, as I encourage all of you to do in the chat to let everyone know we are live so they can join us. If you want to be part of our 3699 AI club, you can actually visit 3699ai.ai to become part of our club. You can join these live streams every Tuesday. We do them every Tuesday, 5:30 Eastern time. When you go to 3699ai.ai, it is completely free to join. You just need to have the Businesses War AI edition book. JT Fox wrote an entire book that became a best-selling book all about AI. How did it get started? What is kind of the history of all the different AI platforms? Who was doing what? What was the battle between all of those things? So you can pick up Businesses War AI edition on Amazon.com. That is really how you get entry. This anybody can join and anybody can watch. But if you want to be able to see the behind the scenes interviews from different people in the AI industry that they don't really want to be on a podcast. They don't want to be on a live stream. They don't want it out to the public. They don't want it out everywhere in the world. They want to kind of keep their interviews and what they're saying a little bit gated and guarded, just so it's not for anyone to be able to find and access online. So you have to be part of that 3699 AI club to be able to get access to those interviews. But for those of you that are here tonight, we are going to be debating a topic. We talk different topics all the time. I'm going to be having a double-sided debate, and we're going to be talking about, are men or women better when it comes to AI? Now, I see in the chat, we've got a lot of different things going different ways. I'm going to share some of the things I have found. Now, I'm a CEO of all JT Fox's businesses and brands, which means I'm the CEO of his AI business. Also means I'm the CEO of every other business that JT runs. So our event business, our investing business, our celebrity branding business, all the other businesses that we run. What I will tell you has been incredibly interesting from running multiple different types of business. One of the things I have noticed is that when I have a job opening in the AI company, 98% of my applicants for any job that I post in that AI company are male. Now, any of my other businesses, when I'm posting something in the event business, our investing business, any of our other businesses, I have about 75% of those applicants that are female. Now, that doesn't say to me anything about are men or women better, but I do find it interesting because it obviously would show to me that more males are interested, aware, knowledgeable, and going for positions in and related to AI and tech. So that's just been a personal finding. That's not a who's better, one's better than the other. It's just been very interesting to me. I can actually, because I've done this recently for two other companies, for our AI company and our event company. For our event company and our AI company, literally posted the exact same job. Okay. Exact same job title, job description, almost everything was the exact same. One of them is in an event company, one of them is in an AI company. Every applicant I got in the AI company was a male, and every applicant I got in the event business was female. So I just find that to be interesting. It tells me that there are going to be more men interested. Now, I believe in any business, just overall business, that I think women can be more successful than men, because I think most women, now there's always an exception to any rule, I think that most women, when it comes to business in general, are better at building and maintaining and developing relationships. I also think women tend to have a little bit better EQ, or that emotional intelligence, to be able to be sometimes more effective leaders, build better teams, and kind of know how to lead different people based on how they want to be led. Now, I think men can have very successful businesses, obviously. I'm not saying that men can't do it, but I think overall women have a tendency to have some of those skills to be able to become really, really strong in business and business leaders. Now, what I find very interesting when it comes to AI specifically, right? These were some stats that I looked up today that I was going to have to be able to debate with JT. But what we see is that men tend to be, when it comes to AI, they are adapting more AI tools faster than women. So studies show that about 50% of men are using, testing, trying some kind of AI tool, AI implementation in either their job or their business, in comparison to only 30%, 37% of women. So what that tells me, obviously, is men are using more of it. Now, could that be because men are always looking for the shortcut or the easy way to do something? So they're like, heck yeah, here's this tool. It's going to do it for me. So they're more likely to say, hey, I'm going to use this because this is a faster way from A to B. Maybe. It is interesting. It is interesting because there also seems to be, which could be part of the reason that only 30% of women are using AI tools, women tend to have a higher percentage of skepticism when it comes to things like privacy. So I find it very interesting that it shows that it's a much higher percent of women that are worried and concerned about what's happening with my data, what's happening with my information, and is what I'm putting in here actually being kept private, or is everything I'm putting in using, is that giving access to everything? So to me, that makes sense of why you could see a lower percentage of women actually using and leveraging AI tools compared to men, because they are more worried, right? They're more worried about some of those things. And is all my data going to be stolen? Now, this is the one that I find to be the most interesting piece of information, a piece of information which shows just overall in the workplace where there is just ultimately a gap. Okay. This says that women using AI at work are perceived less competent than men that will be using AI for the exact same tasks. So if you have a male and a female both using the same AI tool for to complete the same type of task, that women are perceived to be less competent if they are using an AI tool than men are perceived to be using the same tool to do the same job. So it's actually a 13% drop in perceived competence compared to men, it's only a 5% drop. So, I think overall, what that's telling me is society overall is saying that they think, right, men should be using AI and women shouldn't be using it. Like, it just blows my mind, right? That blows my mind that if you have two people doing the same job, leveraging the same AI tool. Now, what I think could also be happening, because I've just noticed it in our own businesses, men, the men that we have in certain roles are seemingly using an AI tool, right? They'll use AI to do something, but they're just doing it and it gets done. And they're not saying, oh, I use this. Let me show it with you. This can help you do something faster, more efficient, more effectively. Where I've noticed that when women on the team use an AI tool something or find an AI shortcut, they are more likely to share the information with everyone. Oh, I did this. This is how I put it in. This is what it gave me. This is what it shortcutted. So I don't have any stats on this, but I'm also interested and would love to know what is the percentage of men, right? Men and women, right? It's saying if the female is using that tool, she's perceived less competent. I would be interested to know, are more women sharing the information of the things that they're using, and men are just implementing things and coming across as being like more efficient or being able to get something done faster. Now, I don't have the stats on that because I did look for that, because that is a very interesting piece to me. Now, what I would say is, I don't really care who's doing it better. If a man is doing it better, or a woman's doing it better, or a purple dinosaur is doing it better. What I want to know is, what are the things that are out there that are making people more efficient at the work that they're doing? Now, in our company in the past year, we've lost people. Either, people have been on medical leave, people have been on maternity leave, we've gotten rid of, fired different people, hired different people, just normal things that happen in any business when you have a pool of employees, right? Normal things that any business goes through. What I have noticed is, kind of through every transition period, we've been able to find AI solutions to plug in to make their job more efficient than what they've been doing prior to those AI tools. Okay. We've been able to bring people in and find ways to say, we can streamline this position, streamline this job, streamline what we're doing to make this role a little bit more efficient, get rid of redundancies, and find ways to improve things. I will say, even right now, today, I was looking at a process within one of our CRM tools to say, how can we automate this flow? How can we have AI assist us in this to make it faster, more efficient, right? Better, faster, more efficient, which is kind of a slogan of JT's that we use all the time. And I would say that that is a big thing. A lot of people are looking for, what are those things that we can do to implement? And knowing that almost any platform that's out there, any CRM, your email inbox, right? We talked about this last week, how Gmail, right? If you don't go in and turn something off, it's reading all your email. Well, the reason it's reading all your email is it's prompting responses for you. So every platform out there is becoming more and more savvy to, what are AI things that we can implement? What can we put in? How can we make our platform more efficient? How can we streamline things? And so I think that this is a piece where everyone is using it, right? Whether you're, like I said, whether you're a male, whether you're a female, whether you're a purple dinosaur in the workplace, whoever you are, if you're not using AI in some way, shape, or form, you're going to get left behind, because it's becoming a way that everyone's doing these things. And I would even say in the past 3 months, right, the way we're building and creating landing pages has changed with the help of AI, because it does it faster. It does it more efficiently. We can get more done. And I think back to 13 years ago when I started working with JT, of when we wanted a landing page, somebody literally had to go into a platform and was writing code to literally make each section of that page appear. And when you wanted to change the color of something, you had to go back, find the color line of code, find the code for the color that you want it, right? Where now it's like as simple as, now you don't even have to click a button. You can just literally type in, I want it more green or more yellow, and it will write the code and change it for you. So there's constantly going to be changes and things that are evolving. What I will say is the people, right? Regardless of, like I said, men or women or dogs. We almost had a who's better at AI, dogs or cats debate today before we started this call, but it doesn't matter who you are, what you are. If you're not using it, you're definitely going to get left behind. I think that there will come a time where part of what you're going to start seeing on resumes and part of what people are going to be looking at is, what are the AI tools that you're using? What right? Like if you think about maybe a year or two ago, it was, what programs are you efficient in, right? Do you know how to use Microsoft? Do you know how to use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Canva? Had you used Salesforce before, or HubSpot, or Go High Level, or what like email CRM tools or systems have you used? That was what people would look for maybe a year or two ago. I think now, and as we're moving forward, people are going to want to know, what AI platforms and what AI tools are you versed in? Because that's what people are using, right? Those are the tools that people are using in their business. And if it's one less thing I have to coach you on, or one less thing that I have to train you on, or something you may have experience in, so I already know something that maybe I don't, that is where things are going to come into play. And that's where I think the real difference is going to be made, is getting, you got to get to know what's out there. You have to know what works. You have to know how you can make things, use things to your advantage. JT and I were on a call recently. We were talking about, we were talking about JT1 and our core brain platform. And I had went into, well, this is how I would use the tool, because in our JT1 platform, I was talking about, okay, I would go in, I would ask for this overall business plan. Then I would take it into the CEO brain, and I would ask the CEO brain to write me certain KPIs. Then I would take it from the CEO brain with those KPIs and put it into the financial brain. And then I would go into the legal brain and ask for drafts of documents for these things. Then I was talking through how each piece of building my business, I would take it into the different brains within the basically business creation hub on JT1 to really build out my business and have all those different blueprints, have all the different measurements, have all the different email copy written, documents created, workflows, funnels, right? All those different pieces of the puzzle actually created, to then be able to say, okay, now here is really my plan to implement. Where I think a lot of times prior to AI, to come up with a business plan for you to implement or action would take a very long time. And you would really have to think through so many different things and wouldn't even realize what you hadn't thought of before. And now it's as simple as, you can go into something and say, this is what I need to happen. Create me the step-by-step process with checkboxes of what needs to happen to go through this process. And you'll notice that things will come up in there that you didn't even think about, that maybe naturally you would know to do, or naturally you would execute, but the average person wouldn't think through all those steps, right? And maybe you wouldn't even think to document that step. But where AI is bridging the gap is, AI can say, okay, this is what needs to get done. These are all the possible steps. There may be more steps in there than what you actually needed, but it's going to help you become more efficient and document things. So what I personally think, who's better at you using AI, men or women? I think it's all in who is using the tool. I guarantee you, in certain companies, there are going to be women that are dominating. I also believe there's going to be men that are dominating, because I don't really think it's going to come down to like men are better or women are better. I think it's going to be the people that say, this is the new frontier, if you will, and I need to figure it out. And I want to be kind of a pioneer on the front end of that. Those are going to be the individuals that are going to end up succeeding the most, because they're going to be the ones that are out there using it, learning it, and trying it on a daily basis. And that is just like anything. Now, I do think just numbers are telling me more men are having the confidence to go out there, use it, and learn it and understand it. And what I'm going to say is, ladies, if you're on here, you're obviously in the 37% that are out there and using it, right? So I'm probably talking to the wrong group here. But all the women that are here, we probably need to go encourage the other women that aren't here that this is the new frontier and you need to be here. And what I would say is, don't be afraid of encouraging your team. I think sometimes employees or people that work for you might be nervous of like, oh, I'm going to use AI and it's going to replace me and then they're not going to need me anymore because I can just implement all these things and the AI can take over. You're still going to need people to manage the AI. And I think we need to encourage people that are on our teams. Hey, if you become really good at this, who knows what your position could evolve into, or how you could then be managing other people or helping other people or implementing this for more people, or help make the sales process more efficient so you can sell. Like, there's ways that we have to figure out for any person on your team in any position. How are they leveraging the AI to help make them more efficient so they can get more done? If they can get more done, they, in essence, can help more customers, sell more customers, onboard more customers, fulfill more customers, whatever it is that they have to do, which is going to make your customers happier, which is going to enable you to be able to do more. So how do you reward the people that are trying to build and grow your business versus making people feel afraid to want to implement it? Because if they implement something, you're just going to get rid of them. Okay. Now, like I said, naturally, we've had people come and go, and then we've retooled, repositioned, and said, hey, how can we maybe better work this position? What can we bring in here? What AI can we loop in? So we've been doing that as our business has evolved, but we've not gotten rid of anyone because AI can replace them. If anything, we're just making our team be able to be more efficient and maybe not have to replace everyone to the same capacity. So we're able to get more done with less people, which ultimately makes you in some way, shape, or form more profitable because you have a lower overhead. So I want you to think about that. And that's kind of how we have to be talking to, positioning to, sharing with our teams is, don't be afraid to go out and start implementing this stuff, because it's not going to replace you. It's just going to make us be able to get more done and be able to become more efficient. So I think at the end of the day, those are the people that are going to win. The people that are out there, that are implementing, that are actioning it. So that would be my final thought. I don't think it's a men versus women. I think we need to get more women on board. I think we need to all be more concerned about the privacy side of things to make sure that what we're putting out there isn't getting stolen or ripped off or, taken from us. But I do think it is important to go out there and find the things that can help you and find the things that can make you better at what you're doing and make your business better and make your team better. In a final thought, I will just remind everyone to go to 3699ai.ai to join our club. Make sure you pick up our Business is War AI book on Amazon, or also our Business is War Millionaire versus Billionaire. You can join us every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern to join our Billionaire versus Millionaire group, where we do a live stream more about business and what it takes to be a billionaire instead of a millionaire. We do that every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. This one, our AI, is every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'll remind everyone, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all the things on JT's YouTube. He does do a daily video, kind of a daily video of what's going on in his life. What are the updates? He did just post his latest one that you can see there. 55% of CEOs say AI doesn't work. So what is the rationale behind that? What is going on behind that? What does JT have to say about it? So you make sure you like and subscribe on JT's YouTube so you get notified of any time that we go live. whether it is our AI on Tuesday nights at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, or our Millionaire vs. Billionaire, which is every Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern. Thank you all for joining me today. Hopefully you all are going to go out there and start implementing and actioning your AI tools and making yourself, your team, your business the most AI efficient as possible. And we will see you all